Welcome back. When it comes to incentives, it can be a controversial topic at times. The management team does consistently receive notification from agents within our brokerage and sometimes even outside when they think that an incentive is being offered to generate business that should not be. One thing I'd like to remind you is that to practice a little empathy when you see a marketing piece by somebody else. Yes, we all play in the same industry. Yes, we all should know the rules. As you know, in real estate, we do get a lot of new agents coming into the industry every year. And sometimes when they do, the excitement of marketing their business can distract them from what's right versus what's wrong. Many new agents do offer free ticket giveaways. They advertise draws on their social media. They might even offer commission incentives right through social media in an effort to get business. We were all new at one point. So I recommend that you practice a little empathy. Notify us. Notify the agent. Let them know that that they're doing something that they likely shouldn't be. Give them a chance to quickly take it down. If we do know of repeat offenders, that's definitely somewhere where we would engage the other broker for the other brokerage and let them know that their agent is doing something that they shouldn't be. At times, a Rica complaint can be made, and then the agent can be reprimanded in various ways. You'll notice when the monthly Rica newsletter goes out that that Rica is in fact coming down and either sanctioning or reprimanding people that are doing improper incentives or making offers that they shouldn't be. Now, that being said, let's talk about some do's and don'ts that you can do in your business confidently to maybe generate a little bit more buzz about your services and about your business. One of the do's is you can use the monthly CIR, Alberta Real Estate Experience giveaway, to your benefit. It is something that CIR was listening to for quite some time, and the fact that our agents really wanted something that they could market monthly was what led to the creation of this. You're fully permitted to market the CIR Realty Alberta Experience giveaway through social media to get people buzzing about your social media platforms, about you and your business, hopefully sharing it and getting more people entering into the draws. It's one of those things where some of our agents have successfully used these draws and been able to enter their clients, give their clients a call to follow up that they've done just that, and it usually sparks conversations, gets the buzz going, and lo and behold, business does come as a result. What you don't want to do is create your own incentives, create your own draws, create your own giveaways that are going to infract on the rules and in fact get the attention of the people that do follow you, hoping to find out what to do, and then they realize that they have something they can complain about. Do not give them that opportunity. When it comes to open houses, a lot of people are not aware, but you can do an open house draw as long as it is at the open house. You're not allowed to market it beforehand. You're not allowed to put it out there in social media that if they attend your open house, that they'll be able to enter a draw. And a lot of you might be wondering, well, why would I want to do that if I can't market it? Well, if you do happen to do open houses consistently in specific communities, you will become known for different things. You might be someone like Karen Gloss, who makes delicious banana bread. And she became known for a period of time in some of her communities. And people would stop by to say hello and engage, get some banana bread and be on their way. We do see that sometimes when open house tours are created, that there's various draws and ballot boxes put in along the way. You want to make sure that you look into this and make sure that you're doing it correctly. But the number one thing to remember is that you're not marketing and advertising these things, but that they're happening organically for the people that attend your open houses, something that is fully permitted. One thing about that is I have seen some agents that do these things consistently, and they try to target specific communities and do them on a consistent basis. We have talked about open house strategy previously, and a lot of you do put open house strategy into the communities you pick and the houses you do. This is just one more aspect that you can put into your business. If your seller wants to offer a full fridge of beer, maybe a full pantry full of groceries, it is something that is permitted. You want to make sure, though, that you have discussed this in detail with your client prior to. You want to figure out what kind of dollar value this would include. Some of you listening right now might think, well, if I were to stock a fridge full of bitter beer face beer, it's going to cost one thing. But if I up the ante and did the finest Belgium beer, it's going to be quite costly. You want to make sure that before you offer something like this, of course, from your clients wanting to do so, that you've really analyzed it with them, that you have a really good understanding on the total value, so that they're not caught off guard if somebody calls them out on it. The way that you would do this is it's got to be in the public remarks, and it's got to be a seller offered incentive, not something that the realtor is offering. You have to make sure that you distinct clearly that this is a seller offered incentive, and to do so in the public remarks, backing it up with clear documentation on your listing documentation, talking about what exactly is being offered is the way to go. We have seen a lot of times when agents have asked about how they can offer condo fee incentives, something like 4 months condo fees prepaid by the seller, maybe 1 year worth of condo fees that have been prepaid or some sort of a portion therein. This can be a very difficult one because depending on how you communicate that to the buyers, you could create the wrong impression. Again, this is one that in your public remarks you need to have down as seller is offering 4 months worth of free condo fees. How do you do that? Well, when it comes time for the actual offer, a very clearly well-written term must be inserted into the contract that essentially dictates that on closing, money will be directed to the condo management company to prepay for those condo fees. Another option is let's pretend that condo fee value was $1,000. Another option would be that once you've come to an agreement on price, possession date, etc., that $1,000 would then be taken off the purchase price. We do have to factor in things like 5% down payment purchasers and the impacts that various kickbacks or cashbacks could have on the contract and their ability to get approved, which is why this has to be structured very carefully with great detail put into the term. The management team is definitely there to help with this when the time arises that you need it, but understand that as long as it's done and clearly made mention that it's the seller offering this, that this is something that can be done. When it comes to incentives, as mentioned before, you really want to be mindful of how you are conducting your business and pushing these things out via social media, or of course when you happen to be at a location where you're being careful with COVID and distancing, but you do have a chance to talk with people. Incentives done and offers made for referral fees and such is something that needs to be very organic. You can't be having people out there just trying to find you business and offer and in expectation that they're going to receive a referral fee. You've got to make sure that you're up to date by reading the rules at rica.ca. You can simply put into the search bar incentives and hit enter, and all of the articles that you will need will pop up. Carefully read them and understand them. Anytime somebody wants to offer via social media any sort of incentive to try to get business, this becomes a gray area to the agent because of the calls that we receive and the discussions that we have. But it actually is rather black and white. You just need to go to rica.ca, type in incentives, and read up on it, and you'll get everything you need. When in doubt, ask a manager. We are there to help, and we definitely want to keep you on the right track.